So many people feel called to do something significant with their lives, to make a change, make a difference, but they simply don't know where to get started. And I suspect I'm talking to some of you right now. Now, I want you to know, as your friend, as your partner, I'm committed to helping you fulfill everything God has purposed and planned for you and your entire family. I've invited Delatorro McNeal II, or Del as I like to call him, back to Breakthrough today to help you make the transition from a job to your dream. He's an acclaimed speaker, career coach, author, and CEO of his own corporation, but he'll be the first to tell you it hasn't always been like this. The book is called Caught Between a Dream and a Job. Now, he shared with us before what job meant. I'm going to ask him to start off with that today. You can get the book at rodparsley.com, Caught Between a Dream and a Job. Welcome, Delatorro. Del, great to have you back with us.
Pastor, I love you
and
so
I
much.
said I want to do a second program with Del, and I want to turn him loose.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
want
sir.
you to start, if you don't mind, in sharing with our Breakthrough friends and partners what JOB stands for.
The word job, many, many years ago, I read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Sure.
And in that book, he talks about how the word job stands for just over broke.
Wow.
And the reason why he said that is because, again, we live in a society and a culture where we're so used to trading our time for money. People say that time is money.
Right.
Time is not money. Your time is worth money, but the greatest asset that you and I have is our time.
Wow.
Pastor, there's two dates on every tombstone, the date that you were born and the date that you die.
Right.
In between those two dates is a symbol. Now, if time was money, you could replace that dash with a dollar sign. And you can't do that because your life ain't over. Come on now. When your money is over, your life is over when your time is over.
That's right.
So I want to speak to somebody whose money is run out and they feel like they've given up on life. No. You still got life as long as you got up this morning and you can breathe.
Wow.
And you got an idea, you got a vision in your heart. God's got more on the agenda for your life.
But that's so important because right now 11 million jobs have been lost in America. 640,000 jobs have been lost in the last 30 days.
Absolutely.
640,000 jobs.
We're feeling the push, Pastor. See, people will take the path of least resistance.
All right.
Human beings, just psychologically, we tend to take the path of least resistance. So I heard a quote one time that said, people are just like wheelbarrows. They only go as far as they're pushed.
All right. All right.
So given that understanding, right now we're feeling a push economically,
yes,
a push financially,
yes,
a push professionally,
yes,
to get us out of the comfort and the safety of the safe, secure, stale, stagnant job.
Wow.
And God is forcing us into new directions.
Wow.
Could it be that we're ready to fly, but we just don't know it? You know the mother eagle, how she puts, when her babies are ready to fly, she puts the thorny branches and the sand spurs in the nest to make it very uncomfortable.
Sure.
Now, more than ever before, we can't rely on the safe, secure paycheck because that's vanishing with job offshoring and layoffs and everything else. So now
is what you're telling me, is what you're telling our Breakthrough friends and partners, is that God, you know, that eagle will go over, not only make that thing uncomfortable, there will come a time when that mother eagle will simply take that baby eaglet in her talons and lift it up over the edge of the cliff and let it go.
Drop it.
Otherwise, it's never going to learn to fly. God, I believe, can strategically position folks. You may be today where the children of Israel were. Moses is leading them out of Egyptian bondage, and God says, all right, lead them by this direction, lest pre-adventure they see their enemies in the way and fail their hearts, and their hearts fail them for fear. But then God had a change of attitude. He said, no, Moses, here's what I want you to do. I want you to lead them over by Pi-Hahiroth. I'm real proud of myself. I learned how to say it. Pi-Hahiroth and Migdol, over by Baal-Zephon. Those are mountain ranges on either side. And the sea, meaning the Red Sea. So they were closed off in three directions, nowhere to go. And they thought in their mind, well, we could always escape back this direction, but God said, no, I'm not only gonna box you in, I'm gonna tell Pharaoh's marching army where you are. In other words, God had strategically positioned them in a place they never would have chosen themselves. And I feel like there are many folks right now that are in that situation. And Del is here today to let you know, don't throw your hands up in dismay. Count this as an opportunity. Bible said in the last day, perilous times will come. That word translates dangerous opportunity.
Absolutely.
It's dangerous, but you've got an opportunity right now.
To use what's in your hand.
That's it.
To stretch forth. What is it that you do have? What are the gifts, the talents, the wealth that God deposited on the inside of you? What is purpose? The problem is we're chasing money, Pastor. We're chasing, I'm going to go to this job because it pays me $1,000 more a year, or that one pays me 50 cents more an hour. But the problem with just going after job after job after job is you're not releasing your potential. You're not discovering purpose. And the problem is our society typically doesn't teach this. We're taught go to school, go to college, get a degree, trade that degree for a salary, and then let somebody else assign a worth to you for the rest of your life, with maybe a 3 to 5% cost of living increase every year. My Bible doesn't say that. My Bible says some 30, some 60, come on.
Some 100-fold. Amen.
In terms of the return that we're supposed to be getting. So is it possible, because God ain't going to do for you what you can do for yourself.
No, he will not.
He gives you the strength. He didn't.
You can't do what God can.
Come on,
but
somebody.
he's not going to do what you can.
Absolutely, Pastor. So we've got to stop asking God for stuff that he's already given us.
Right.
What have you put on the inside of me, God? What are my gifts and talents? What are my passions? What are the things that you've channeled me for? And then here's my challenge. What gift and talent, I ask this all the time, are you willing to master?
Oh, say that again.
People are not spending enough time mastering, Pastor, the gift and the talent that's there. Don't tell me that you have a passion for whatever your calling is and you haven't read the top 5 books that are out about it. You haven't been to the top 5 conferences across the country about it. You haven't read any or written any articles about it. You're not networking with the folks that do it. You don't have mentors, because success leaves clues. Anything that you want to do, somebody's already done it. Have you attached yourself to those who have been down the road you're trying to go?
Well, the proof of desire is pursuit.
Come on, Pastor.
All right. And they have said to her, unless you want to, you won't ever have to work again. Think about that. Think about that. Isn't God great?
The lesson is, when things go wrong, don't go with them.
Say that again. Say that again.
When things go wrong, Pastor, we don't have to go with them. We stand in the fear and admonition of the Lord, knowing that God has called us to great things, mighty works. We operate in faith. We look to the future with expectation that he has a plan. He has a purpose for our life, and we walk in that. And we get out of us what's inside of us. There's a bridge you got to get on. If you're going to get out of that job that you hate, get on the bridge of something. You got to get, I teach people, you got to get in the environment of your dream. Get in the right place where your dream can flourish. Be around people that are doing what you want to do. If you want to become an author, hang around authors. Go to the right conferences and conventions where authors meet. It's purpose. It's destiny. You got to get in the right place. And as you get in the right place and you build, while you're faithful over that dream job, build that dream on the side on nights and weekends. I worked at USF. I worked at the University of South Florida, making $40,000 as a young professor. I was doing that all day long. And at night, I would come home and I'd start writing on my first book. On the weekends, I would go speak at conferences until my business was able to hit a certain level of income, and I was able to step away from the job into the dream, and I've been full-time ever since. Has it been easy? No. Do you experience setbacks and failures? Yes.
But your job is the facilitator of your dream.
And if you're faithful over the few, he'll make you ruler over much. If you can be faithful over that job until God blesses you with more, he gives you the ability to leave the good to go for the great right now, and do it with excellence, and do it with passion, understanding that every job that you take is leading you to your dream and teaching you skills that you need. I got my first job at 14, bagging groceries at Winn-Dixie. But now at 31, I mean, all those organizational skills I learned, I use now in business. Everything God is teaching you, preparing you for the ultimate Goliath that you're going to slay. Come on,
delay is not denial. And preparation is not wasted time. You need to get a plan. This book will help you do it. Caught between a dream and a job. You can get it at parsley.com. Delatorro, McNeal, the second you got to come back to breakthrough. I know it's been a blessing to you today. We love you. God bless you. We'll see you next time.